What's up? It's been a while.
It's only been a week.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been bugging me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we have a kid.
Yeah.
It's not like we've had the time.
I've
Owie.
been doing a lot of shit, so I'm tired.
Yeah. You've been busy. I'm proud of you.
I'm tired right now. And we have no coffee, no creamer. I'm fine with milk and sugar. I actually like it because
I mean, I would be okay with milk and
it
sugar.
reminds me at least of when we were first together and I
Right.
went over
And
to
it's like, I'm
your
not
house.
opposed to milk and sugar. It just dries out my mouth and leaves me with a weird feeling. I hate it. I'm lactose intolerant. So, also, do you really want to deal with a stinky butt all night?
I have to still deal with a stinky butt anyways.
Hi, Beans.
You're
Owie.
always
I have a
blowing it up
friend.
all the time.
Charlie, if you're listening, I've got your girlfriend.
What? Oh yeah, that's right. Cat is up here, and
Come on up.
one of my
Atta girl.
friends, during our setup for our wedding, the cat was just all over him. Just
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't leave. He was our cat's best friend. And now hopefully she doesn't bump into the mic, but if she does, who cares?
Oh, well. I've got a friend, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. So, one of the thought that ran through my head today during my kind of
Oh, no
my
beans.
my break of having this cat is all over the place. Holy shit! Hey, ma'am, you gotta get just you know
She's got some
my
claws
leg,
on her.
and if you gouge me, you're not coming up here again.
You're not coming up here.
If she
Banished!
comes again
Banished from the podcast, from the Luke room!
from the get out of here! God.
Get out of here!
But back to what
Sorry.
I was talking about. Yeah, thank you. Um, so it came up again in my head today while I was at work when I was on my break of listening to anything because while I'm at work I can have like one earbud in and
Whoops.
I can listen to music. I can listen to podcasts. I sometimes listen to our own just to see how we sound and stuff. And that broke end of last week, so or the beginning of this week. So I've been just going without one and seeing how that goes. I'm very music oriented when I'm trying to keep myself motivated. I need music, and guy that plays the music at work. Sometimes I can get it. Sometimes it's like 90s alternative. Sometimes, but a lot of other times it's just like and I just can't get into that. But so, but what came up today in my head was I remembered when we moved out,
Ow!
which wasn't that long ago. I moved out of our apartment, and that whole thing, how rocky it got, because
I mean,
anybody
it ended up being okay in the
it
end.
ended up being okay. I'm
It
still
was in the moment, it was,
I'm
like,
still not
frustrating.
happy because there wasn't $2,500 worth of damage to the apartment, but we didn't get our security deposit back.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, honestly, probably a lot of that had to come from, when we were in the hospital, the cat tore up the
nope,
carpet.
nope. They
Yeah.
replace the carpet every time that's why the carpet's like shitty cheap carpet because they replace the carpet after every tenant.
Well, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, and also we paid extra for the cat, which is supposed to pay
That's
for any
fair.
damages the cat may cause. So that's not an issue.
Mhm.
But so we had a fairly pleasant time where we lived for how long was it? 3 years?
3 years?
Yeah, 3 years. Well, flew by pretty quick.
Yeah, it did.
That's insane,
So as of 5 years we've been together.
right? And so it was it was fairly pleasant, and it's in a nice area. It was like we were facing like the inside of like the three building like little courtyard,
Yeah, it was like in a like a horseshoe shape kinda.
a U shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like three long buildings in a U shape, but they're all disconnected.
Yeah.
And we were part of the building that was on the busy road, so that was kind of nice.
Yeah, it was.
Um, but it was like on the edge of town. Like it was in for me, it was in town.
It was in town.
It was in or it's like it wasn't like on the edge because like it's not part of that I see
It was in downtown.
is that downtown?
That would be
Okay.
considered downtown.
You know. I don't know. It was by a dealership and so it when we first got there, it was nice, and, uh, like, we had, like, some issues. The only thing was, like, I'm so used to working on my vehicles, and that was
Yeah.
a big change is I couldn't do that, even though I still kinda did. I just did on the weekends, and I tried to do stuff really quickly, but, and when my wife she didn't have a really good luck with vehicles, and her second vehicle she had was a 2000 2001?
2001.
2001 Silverado,
Yeah.
and
It was my uncle's.
yeah, and that thing did pretty well for a while. Brakes kind of died on it eventually, and, that we got those fixed, but it blackened your rims,
Mhm.
and so that just kinda made it look shitty. Once brakes, like, do that, once you let them go to metal on metal, and they just black the shit out of your rims, your
Yeah.
car looks like shit. And but eventually the tires one of the few of the tires started leaking, and they went flat,
Yeah.
and that was like, we would blow them back up, and then eventually we'd blow them back up, we'd keep them blowed up, but
Right.
or like, inflated, but, one time they just were they went flat because the leaks kept getting worse,
Mhm.
and it was like, "Hey, you gotta, fix those tires."
Yeah.
And guess what? We fixed the tires.
Right.
You know, we never were asked multiple times about the same issue.
Right. We
W
were rarely ever
brought
talked
up
to about
once
issues.
brought up once, it was fixed as soon as I possibly could,
Yeah.
and but then we, got a she got a different vehicle, didn't have leaky tires, so that was better, but what was it? There was another because I'm trying to work my way to the end, but there wasn't that many issues, there wasn't any issues
Remember when
with
the apartment flooded?
that wasn't yeah,
That wasn't really an issue though, because
uh,
it wasn't anybody's fault.
right, and
There wasn't a lot of
it
issues.
was just kinda sucked because that morning I went to work and
But because when the apartment flooded, I had received a text from our neighbor,
yeah,
and he was like, "Hey, you might wanna get up and check your apartment because half of my apartment is flooded."
right, yeah, I
And I
remember
was like,
that.
"Okay." So, I got up and, I went out and checked, and it hadn't started flooding yet, but I was like, "You know what? I'm not gonna be able to fall back asleep. I'm just gonna stay out here." And I, like,
That was like
watched the
3
water
AM
start
too,
yeah, it
right?
was, like, at 3 AM, and
Yeah.
I watched the water start creeping in. So I texted our landlord and let him know, and he came out, like, a couple hours later, and he was trying to pump water because it was storming really bad.
Yeah.
And where our apartment was, it was, like, on, like, a decline,
We were
obviously.
on the bottom of a hill.
Yeah, like, it was just, like, a slight
It was a
hill
very
too. It wasn't even like a
like,
hill, it was
the
like a slight
yeah, like, the
that's why I
building
said
across from
decline.
us was just on a higher elevation. We were on
Yeah,
the slightly lower elevation,
right,
so all the water naturally just
right.
ran to us.
So, he had to, like, send, a company in to fix everything and put solution in the carpet, and I called out of work, to make sure that it would all get done and I could move everything, and I remember calling my boss, and I was like, "I can't come in today."
I still had to go in,
Yeah,
and it was when I was first getting trained on the machine I run now,
mhm,
and I was just like, "Just letting you know, I didn't really get any sleep because" this is before we had our daughter,
yeah. It
but
was
and
before I was pregnant.
that kind of ended up being a shitty day at work because I was tired, and they were like, "I don't give a shit," and
Yeah,
"You shouldn't have stayed up," and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't control the fucking water coming in my apartment, and I had to be up to move all of our furniture."
yeah,
And so I was up at 3 and I stayed up because, I had I was up.
yeah,
It's not like it wouldn't make sense for me to go back to sleep for an hour
right,
and, be more tired than I already was because that's just what happens.
yeah,
But, and then, uh, we had a few not problems, but, like, so the apartment we got was considered an upgraded apartment, and
yeah,
it was, had all the replaced things. It said in the thing replaced appliances and like new what was it? New fans. I mean, the fans were new, and I'm like I figured out I pretty soon figured out the fridge wasn't new,
mhm,
and a few of the appliances weren't new, especially the AC.
mhm,
You know, and but, I'm not dissing on like, our apartment was I was happy.
It was a nice place to live because that was our first apartment. We
Yeah,
started there. So it was a good starter place, and we were happy there. Our landlord was great.
yeah.
Like, he wasn't, like, a dick or anything. He was stern.
You know what doesn't help? That I was thinking about this as a topic for us to talk about
Mhm.
when I haven't eaten anything since
And now
this
you've
morning.
eaten and you feel
And
better.
I'm just like, "What the fuck was I angry about?" I was pissed. Like, "That fucking guy, dude."
He was a good guy. He really cared for Jakarta. He cared for us.
Yeah, and, and this wasn't on the landlord, but, like, with, just after it was right what the hell was it? It was right after that the parking lot got, like, recoded.
Mhm.
And but before right before it got recoded, they notified all of us, like, everybody on this side of that uses that parking
Yeah.
lot because it was a big stretch of parking lot that's gonna be recoded, so there couldn't be any vehicles on this entire parking lot, which was, like, 3/4 of everybody that lived there.
Yeah.
So, there was, like, a carpool lot down the road, but I was looking if I had I had a relative that lived close by. You know, and I'm not close by the town over, so I just we just moved our vehicles, like my truck and my
Yeah.
bike, not my bike, but
Because we had gotten the car at that
yeah,
point.
my truck to my relative, and my bike. There was another guy that had a bike, and so he was like, "Hey, we can share this parking spot, so it's not taking
Mhm.
up space." So that's what we did with my bike. But then I left the car on that in the other parking lot
Yeah.
because I knew I was leaving in the morning,
Mhm.
and again, I thought about the same situation and what happened, and I was hungry. I was like, "Yeah, yeah, you
Fucking
almost
guy.
got me." Or I'll
Yeah.
get to it, but when I left, and this was like 6. This was like 6:30 in the morning.
Mhm.
I walked out because it's not a long walk.
No.
It was like a minute, not even like
Yeah.
45 seconds a walk
Mhm.
to the car,
Yeah.
and I saw him out there writing down the license plate,
Who?
Mike.
Of our car?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
you
he's
never
like,
told me about this.
"I did. I did tell
You
you."
did?
Yeah, because I walked out and I was like and I saw him writing down the plate, and because he said in the thing, if there's any cars there, they're gonna be towed, and
Mhm.
that was the only car.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there was another car, but,
Mhm.
I guess what? I bet you they were doing the same thing.
Right. Like,
They
I'm
were
leaving in the morning before they're gonna come, so why
yeah,
would I m
and I walked out, and it's like, "Yep, almost got you for almost gonna tow it."
Okay.
And I was like, "Yeah, that's why I left it here." I didn't actually sit, but I was like, "That's why I left it, because 'cause I'm leaving in the morning."
Yeah.
Eh, or
Like,
I
it's not gonna be here when I get back because 'cause I'm
what
gonna park it in the other spot.
thought of the scroll up block. "Did you get the VIN too? Don't forget that part. You don't wanna mess it what's the color? Did you write down the color? Don't forget that, that's a big one with towing." Um,
Had stickers on it too.
"Did you get the
Unmistak
stickers?"
unmistakable. Me at the doctor's office as a kid.
But let's just it when I look back at it, it wasn't that fucking bad. It wasn't
No,
that
it
bad.
wasn't that bad.
We had it like, we never
It was
got but
inconvenient,
we
but not
never
bad.
got any complaints.
Yeah.
And we on the time in the times we knew that we might get loud because Mary here was throwing a birthday party
It
for
was your
me,
21st birthday party. I was throwing you the party, and I gave all of
and
our neighbors our phone number. That way, if we did get too rowdy, they could say like, "Hey,
yeah,
quiet down," before. Because I was like, I don't want them to immediately complain. Like, if I can quiet down, because we will unintentionally get loud because 'cause we're
right.
kids, and sometimes we
Oh, yeah,
can't
and all my
control our
friends
volume.
over, and what happens
Yeah,
when you get a bunch of boys together, our
and
friends
you're
since high
all
school?
drinking.
Oh, the IQ immediately drops
Yeah.
very fast.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, because we went around to, like, our surrounding neighbors and let them know, Mary and her friend,
Yeah,
of
Stevie.
course, it
Yeah,
wasn't
she
just her, but Mary and her friend went around, it's like, "Here's my number, if, we're just gonna be a birthday party," so because guess what? I was 21, but I didn't wanna go to a bar. I wanted to just stay home.
yeah.
I'd rather drink there,
Where I'm comfortable,
or
where
I'm
I'm
yeah,
happy, where I know that
which
there's food.
I had a great time
It was
there
fun.
during that, and you brought this up in a past episode that you got sad because it's the same birthday party, you got
Yeah,
sad,
yeah.
and both of us knew why, but you didn't say it.
I
I
didn't
don't
wanna talk about it
I don't know why we wouldn't wanna talk about it, because it's like,
'cause I feel
it's just
goofy for
common
feeling that
now.
way. I feel goofy.
Well it's like, because I when we first started dating, you didn't really have, like, I guess, like, a stance on it, or really, you just didn't really give a shit.
Mhm.
And but for my 21st birthday, one of my friends, he's actually he smokes, not often, but, like, he's got, or at the time he
We're
did.
talking about the devil's lettuce, not cigarettes.
Oh, well. I love smoking cigarettes. Oh.
Hi, my name is Linda, and I've been smoking since I was 2. I smoke 2 packs a day.
But one of my driver's ed teacher was like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yuck.
She
No,
literally had
seek
us
help.
no, she was very enjoyable, to be honest, 'cause it's funny.
No, I know. I
But
usually those
she
people are
was
great
oh,
people, but, like, your
she
health?
she talks like this. She had that raspy voice. And you know what her name was?
Melinda.
You know what her name was?
Melinda, I want
No.
you to get me my ciggies.
Siggy's?
My ciggies.
No, you know what her name
What
was?
was her name?
'Cause it's
Ter
fantastic. It's fantastic for when
Her name was fantastic.
no, for whenever you do an impression like that, you gotta have that, "My yeah, and my name's this, and I've been spoke,"
Yeah.
and that name fit perfectly.
What was her name?
Rhonda.
Oh my god, that's
My
beautiful.
name's
I
Rhonda.
love
But
I
she was
love that.
also, like, 70,
Uh-huh.
and but
What a beautiful
she's
woman.
not on this land anymore.
She's not?
No, she died a while
Rip.
ago.
Rip Rhonda.
Thanks for saying that like it was a text message. Thank you.
Rip.
Rip Rhonda. But I remember when uh, I can't even remember, but it was 2 of my friends, but I'm not too close to anymore, but, we were all in a group, and we would drive to a destination,
Oh, we're
swap,
talking about driver's ed, not your birthday party.
but
Got it.
I'm talking about Rhonda, but she would have us, drive. She was like, "Pull into the here," and she'd have us drive to the party store, so she'd
Mhm.
go get cigarettes.
That reminds me of when, my friend and I did driver's ed. We were on a drive with our driver's ed teacher. I don't know if he's still Mr. Knox. I don't know if he's still around. But if we were on a drive and we were in Lansing and he goes, "Okay, you're gonna go down the street, pull into this driveway. All right, I'm going in to go get some papers. There's a Dairy Queen down the street. Go get yourself something." And we're like, "Okay." So we just like
It's
or we're just walking around an unfamiliar area waiting for our driver's ed teacher to
it's
come out
so
of his
goofy.
house. We're like,
When I was in
"Mr. Knox."
when I was yeah, when I was in I was like, "I thought this was supposed to be more professional than this."
No, it's so like so it was so funny. And the second
It's
time I went,
it's like you're driving around a really comfortable Lyft driver.
yeah. But, like, the second time I took driver's ed for so I could get my license, um, I remember I was in class and we were, like, taking a test or something, or we were doing, like, something like writing, and the kid behind me was being like a dick, just being real goofy, and Mr. Knox just walks up to him and puts his hand on the desk and leans down, he goes, "You know, got cancer." And I'm like, "Hold on. When were you gonna you can't just spring that on us." So that's why I'm like, I don't know if he's still around. I don't know if the cancer got him.
How about in mine? The instructor's was, yeah, I forget her name, but her
Mhm.
mom was Rhonda, and then she had her son in there. Her son was like maybe 3 or 4,
Oh,
and at one point, I can't, I know,
Rhonda's son was 3 or
no,
4?
no, because it was our instructor, which her mom was Rhonda. That was her mom,
Oh,
and then
okay.
her son was in there periodically, and probably didn't, just didn't have anybody to
Yeah.
cover him, so but one time he was just running, like,
Cover him.
the "Cover me!"
Get down.
Terrible.
You're terrible. No, you're terrible. Stop. I'm so
I'm not
sorry.
being part of that one.
I'm so
But so
sorry.
he was just running down, like, the middle of the aisle
Yeah.
between, like, the desks,
Uh-huh.
and he just stops, pulls down his pants, and just poops right on the floor. Everybody's like, "Oh, shit."
I fucking love kids so
And her mom was like, "Oh, no, 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 no." He
I
was like, "'Cause
fucking
he's
love
his son, he was
kids.
like, 'Watch this.'" Poops on the floor.
That's
Look what I
so
found out
funny.
I could do.
Oh my god, that's
But
hilarious.
we eventually all get back to landlords. But we're gonna skip to the
Do we
end
have more to talk to on the landlord?
at
Oh
the
yeah, you
end.
do. How did we get the driver's ed?
Something to do with the car. So it happens when we take a break for like a week, or not a break, but just it take us close to a week to finally do it again. We get back off track,
We were talking about
constantly.
smokers, and then we went to driver's ed because of your driver's ed
But yeah,
instructor.
that night, let's go back to that night
I'm
at my
sorry.
birthday because that was the first time
Oh,
I smoked it all, and it wasn't I don't have any gauge on a lot and not, and that was like one of the 3 times in my life.
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
What?
My brain, my brain didn't. I heard a lot and not, and that's
Yeah,
all my brain heard.
I get out. You just
Blah 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 blah.
you
I heard a word you said. Blah 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 blah.
Rada, rada.
Eminem be like. Anyways, back on track. This is a loopy one.
Let's just reference a bunch of shit and hope anybody gets it.
They
Um,
will. The right ones will.
rada, rada.
Ready, 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 ready.
But I remember we were up till like 3 o'clock in the morning that night, and there was an A&W sign across the road, and that sign would like it was on a timer, and it would just change
Okay.
to different like just little images of
Yeah.
just like text. One of them was like white lettering on a bright blue background, and it was so bright.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah, that one always gave me a headache at night when I was driving
And
through.
at one point, me and one
Stop.
of my friends, we were just because we were all at one of our friends left because he was like, "I know, oh, I gotta go home." We were
I'm gonna
like,
go play League.
no, it wasn't him,
I
but
wasn't? Oh, the
no,
way you said that made me think it was.
no, he just had a long drive and he was on a bike,
Oh,
and I can't remember how cold it was.
it was cold.
It was in October, so
Yeah,
it
it was
was
cold.
fuck. Was he on his bike? No,
Yeah, he was.
was he?
Yes, he
Yes, he
was.
was. Yeah, because he had his helmet.
Because he
This
was
was before
cold.
I had a bike, but yeah, because that fucker got me into a bike, and they got me into another expensive hobby. Thanks. But, and then he left and didn't have a bike, and I was like, "You can't. You don't get it. You can't leave. You got
Mm.
me into this." But, so it was just me and 3 of my other friends, 2 of my other friends, and but you drank, and then you got sad because I was out there, and I didn't tell you that I was
Yeah, you didn't
it
tell
was
me
but
what
it
I thought
was
you were just out there hanging out, and you weren't like I don't know why it mattered that much to me, but you weren't like, "Hey," I think it was
it's
because
because I didn't
it
tell
was the
you,
first time you ever did.
but because like, the old like, you always express that it didn't matter.
I love communication, and I don't know why it bothered me so much though, and that's why I'm ashamed of that I felt that way.
You shouldn't. It's like you drank, and you don't drink often.
Yeah,
You drink, like,
and I had
really
sangria, which made me sad.
sugary like, wine, which
I
is
that
14%,
that and I had, what, like, 2 mics?
Yeah, so
And
that
then you
and
made me a mixed drink
a
too.
bunch of sugar, alcohol, and, you don't drink that much, so it kinda hits you pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that does hit you pretty hard, and but I remember it was, like, 3 in the morning, and we were just kinda sitting in the patio, like, I wasn't paranoid, and because it was, like, the first time I smoked, I wasn't even paranoid.
Yeah.
One of my friends was, because he was like, "Are we gonna be too loud? Are we being too loud?" And I was like, because we
No
constantly got
beans.
offered, like, all around that apartment complex because everybody smoked
You're
there.
not supposed to.
I know, right? That's part of the thing.
It's against the
You you can when you're outside.
No, you can't.
No. Oh, yeah, okay, no, you can't, but everybody fucking did, and I didn't. I was like, "No, we don't really do that," but, like, that's again, I've only smoked 3 times in my life.
Yeah. You have?
Yes, 3 ti well, twice was when with your friend, and it didn't do anything to me.
Which friend?
I'm the one that starts they both start with an S, god damn it. The one that smokes pretty often. What?
Never mind.
Okay, that sucks.
You
We
don't
have
know
just
how to
we
spell.
got this just
Idiot.
we got this I'm sorry,
You're
I'm tired.
anyway.
You're over here
Anyways.
insulting me. I'm just
Stupid,
trying to be your
stupid
friend.
dumb head. I hate you.
Your real feelings coming out now, huh? Poop smeller, poop smeller.
You poopy head. It's gonna be so
Yeah, what
loud. I'm
happens
so sorry for
what
your ears.
what happens when you're a parent and you decide to try to censor yourself and
Poop,
you and your
poop,
significant other are, like, in an
baby butt.
argument. I hate just just a stinkhead,
That's so funny.
and you got a terrible mother.
You got a terrible mother.
You know? You know
You're a son of a bitch. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. If you get to
I
just
like
kinda
your mom though. I
well,
wouldn't
I
call you a
know,
son
but
of a
I'm
bitch.
just you're making me
I'm
tired, man.
sorry.
You're making me tired. I love you, but come on.
I make myself tired.
I love you, but come on.
I thought that was the cat's head. It's just your
No,
foot.
it's my foot and the cat's.
And the
This
cat.
sucks. Um,
Don't take
this
my cup.
this episode is just terrible. This episode is just terrible. If you enjoy this, just, you know, stick around. This is all it's gonna be.
Answer the Q&A at the bottom of the
Please.
episode in
Oh,
Spotify.
oh,
Oh,
before no,
yeah. I know where you're going with this. Continue.
no, you don't.
Go ahead. I bet you I do.
I bet you don't,
Go
'cause I thought of
ahead.
it today.
Go ahead. Oh, did you?
Uh-oh, tables turn now.
Oh, hell, the
Oh, the
turntables.
turntables.
The tu
Cat? Nope.
Oh, the chair.
But, yeah. If anybody that's listening's got a good landlord story,
Oh.
either message me at Hell's Popsicle Podcast on my Instagram or on Hell's Popsicle Podcast Instagram at message me on that or email at Hell's Popsicle Podcast at Gmail. Tell me your landlord story. Tell me, and me and Mary here will love to read it because that kind of you know I guarantee you, our people out there got much worse ones because there's
Oh,
some fucking
absolutely.
shysters out there.
We got a good
There's some
landlord for our
shysters
first
out there.
landlord. I
But
thought you were going to announce that the podcast is now available on Amazon Music.
that I was getting to. It is now available on Amazon Music, and
Can you
I
stop?
haven't looked at the any of the if we got any people listening there, but it's available there now, and soon it's going to be available on other platforms as
Yeah.
well. More
It's like a
as
slow trickle
right,
release.
it's as we get more episodes,
Mhm.
I'm gonna get it to different platforms. But once we get video, it's gonna that's where
Stop
we're
with
gonna get it
your
everywhere.
nails.
Cat has very very sharp nails. Yeah, watch her just eat that cord.
I would cry.
Oh, yeah,
Screaming,
right.
crying, shitting myself.
Well, a good thing the cord is actually detachable and you can
Oh!
replace it, and you don't gotta just pitch the entire headset.
Mhm.
That sucked. Brand new headset. Um, but towards the end of you know, our experience with renting an apartment. But the reason why we had to leave was, 'cause it was just expensive. It was expensive, and Mary becoming a mother, and after she oh, you will go from Mary to me now, just gouge into my legs.
And I'm
Yeah,
wearing leggings. Oh, you've got
just trying to make my legs Hellraiser over here.
Hell's
God,
popsicle in your leg. That
Hellraiser,
was
Hell's
stupid.
popsicle Hellraiser in my leg.
That was so dumb. That
I'm
was
so
so
tired.
funny.
I've had eggs and
Oh,
coffee
we
today. I'm so
desperately
tired.
needed coffee.
So
I don't think
tired.
you needed any more coffee. Do you want some water?
I'll get some water.
Oh.
You just blurting. God, a peanut. Oh,
It's so nice to have adult interaction without my child being here. I'm
wow,
sorry.
that's so nice to say of
I
her.
love her, but I just like having time with an adult. No.
The adult you see every day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I would
yeah,
I don't want to see anybody else every day though.
right. Yeah,
If it's I want to see you every day for the rest of my life.
yeah, and that's exactly why I married you.
I hope
For you
so.
to see me.
Yeah, fuck me seeing
I
you.
win. And so no, we're gonna because we only get 30-minute segments. We are going to
Oh.
pause here real quick, and then we'll be back to the end of this story that's being just dragged
Ow!
out, being dragged out. And you can listen to Mary getting her feet torn to by this little cat. Yep, we're back. Believe it or not, uh, you know, sometimes you just have to restart on a segment because it's so bad.
It was so awful.
It was so bad
We're never gonna get that time back.
that 11 minutes, almost 12 of just absolute nonsense dog shit.
You know what we did? We lost us talking about Billy Mays
I didn't
and Steve
delete it.
Irwin.
It's a
No, but it won't be a
blooper. It's
part
gonna
of it.
okay. So when we get enough of them, I'm just gonna compile them all together and give you guys just a bonus
Yeah.
episode of just all of our outtakes. I already got a few. Even on the first episode, we got an outtake of the first episode, and but yeah, that's gonna be in that one. That whole 11 minutes on what episode 5. The blooper for episode 5. There we
Yeah.
go. Of just tired me and Mary just not having a clear thought for more than 2 minutes.
No cohesive thoughts. None at
Okay,
all.
can we finish this damn
Yeah.
landlord
You
story?
start talking and I'll keep eating.
Yeah, she's eating
You
slices
want
of
to mute me?
potatoes. What?
You want to mute me?
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. So she's eating potatoes because we're very hungry. We're always hungry and we're always tired. Sorry, your mic's off. You can't say that. Um, sound like Linda from Bob's Burgers. When I did that, it sounded like an angry bird.
Probably would.
Yeah. You done?
Yeah.
Okay. She's back now. We're going to finish this landlord story.
Go ahead.
So,
I'll shut the fuck up.
let's shut the you stupid fucking lady. And so when we were getting ready to leave, or we're getting up to leaving, which was in November, he let us know the end of November is. It wasn't straightforward. It was just like, okay, end of November, we got this month to leave,
Mm,
and but there was no like urgency. There was no clear communication. This day gotta be gone.
yeah.
And so we were almost complete. Everything was almost out, and it came. What was it?
It was December 1st, and
Was it December
it
1st
was
or was it
December.
November 1st?
What are you talking about?
When that month was over, and okay, so pretty much we heard from him was like, okay, uh, I had to send the cleaning guys back or painting
Yeah, that was
guys
the 1st of December because we still had to do some
because
cleaning and we had like only a few things
those two
left.
box like 2 or 3 boxes,
Yeah,
and
it was like just strewn about stuff that we
fucking
didn't have a place for yet.
yeah, we didn't have a box or like a specific. This is this stuff box.
Yeah.
But and I'm they're really disappointed, I'm really disappointed, and I wasted money, and they had to send them home. I was like, "You understand? You could have just simply, instead of, trying to guilt like, whatever kind of play that was, like, I waste money, I had to send them home. They're really disappointed." And this was all through text, so it's a terrible form of communication. I couldn't hear the tone of voice at all. So
Right.
it just I fabricated the tone of voice in my head,
Right.
but I was irritated, and I wouldn't have been irritated, like, okay, I was like,
He could have called
coulda
too.
that's what I'm getting to, instead of just, like, the day after I had to send them home, could have just called or, "Hey, you guys out?
Mhm.
Because I haven't heard from you. Are you is all are you have you guys moved out,
Right.
all of your stuff?" And we would've said, "No, we got 3 boxes left." Then he would've known not to send the guys in, and then the guys wouldn't have walked home sad. All disappointed and sad. This is what I was thinking of earlier today. I was like,
That's funny.
"The fuck? I don't care. Why'd you make me feel bad for those guys?"
Mhm.
It's like, you could have called me, and the entire as the lord of the land, could have called or, communicated with us to make sure we were out before you sent the guys in. And but he said that he brought because I brought spackle because we guess what? We hung pictures on shelves like,
Right. Well,
people
and
usually
plus
do.
that was our spackle that we used here
Yeah,
to
because I got a big
fix the
tub
walls
of it.
here, yeah.
So, and you don't use a lot of it, like quick. So I got a big tub, and it'll go a long way. Still have that tub. It's gonna pretty much be used for the entire upstairs here. But um, that was sitting in the tray, the tray with the scraper, or the just the yeah,
Yeah.
was sitting in the kitchen on the floor, and it was like, "I saw the mud, or I see you got mud sitting there. Uh, you can't fix the holes in the wall. You're not a licensed contractor."
Mm.
Oh my god, did that frustrate me. I was like, "When the hell was the last time you got to be a licensed, educated contractor
Yeah.
to use Spackle. And I was
It's
like,
probably just something with the apartments. I'm sure all apartments are like that though, where they're like they wanna be the ones that fix it. That way they know what's going on with it.
I understand that. Like, I see that side of it too. I'm not
Mhm.
just like, "Okay, why can't I fix it?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I understand. You wanna mitigate, potential problems.
Yeah.
Do you know how easy it is to fix if you spackled something wrong?
Yeah.
Oh,
We did it
clearly,
here.
you're not an educated licensed contractor. You didn't even recognize that it's not mud. It's spackle. Mud and spackle are different.
Yeah.
They're very similar, but they're different. And because the spackle is no different than using Bondo for and I'm like, you know what? How do you know that I'm not a licensed contractor? What if I am a licensed contractor? Mary's tuned out of this talk.
I was just checking on
She's
the
like looking
time.
around, like, "Oh,
I
this
was
room,
burping.
Luke room's kind of interesting right
I
now."
was
I'm just listening to my
burping.
husband ranting about this landlord and spackle and him being frustrated. She just kind of leans into the mic and just stares at me. It,
I'm very tired.
we're both very tired, and
Honestly, I'm thinking about ice cream.
on our way home, on our ride home, on the bike,
Stop at the ice cream place?
we could
Fuck yeah.
leave a little early.
Hells hells
That
yeah.
sounds pretty fun. It's only 55 degrees. I bet you it's open.
They're open year round.
Are they?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. I forget that they're open year round. But, yeah,
Yes,
so
because they got that
we're gonna
drive-through.
stop at the ice cream place on the way back to pick up our daughter on my bike. Woo.
Woohoo!
Um, can I okay, I'll clarify afterwards after this, but so so I wasn't able to repair because I was just gonna fill because spackle's no different than Bondo.
Yeah.
You fill a hole, and then you scrape off all the excess, you push it into the hole in the wall, scrape off the excess.
And there wasn't, like, holes. There
No!
was, like, one maybe
There are
in the
holes
living
for
room.
putting up shelves
Yeah.
or putting a picture frame on the wall.
Right. There was one
They're
hole in
tiny little, like, nails.
there was
Holes
one
are just
in the living room from the futon we had, remember?
oh, yeah.
Because the nut
I would've fixed that.
that was a big hole, though,
And it's like, I know how much I bet you that's why we didn't get our 2,500 back.
probably.
Because I wasn't able to fix them because I was gonna go around 2 minutes, and I was gonna fix all those little holes
Yeah.
because it's so easy. And it's not like everybody knows the painting that goes on in an apartment or like a low end like low end, but it's like a mid-range apartment.
Yeah.
They just coat that shit on by the inch. It's just it's just
Yeah.
all over the
Well,
place.
and that's another thing is when we moved in, he said he repainted everything, that everything was clean because the guy before us was a smoker and he had lived in there for like, what did he say, like 20 years or
I
something?
wanna say that maybe.
I don't know if my memory is serving me wrong, but we're going to go 20 years. Um, but while I was pregnant last winter, um, we got sick. So I got a humidifier to ease the sickness a little bit.
Yeah.
The humidifier
Oh, yeah, yeah.
dripped on the wall.
Oh,
Yeah, hold on.
god.
Dripped on the wall, but it wasn't just the water from the humidifier. It was fucking nicotine
It was
coming through the paint, dripping down our bedroom
it
wall.
was it was the moisture was pulling it
Yeah,
through the wall or through the
I
p that
was
fresh, thick layer of paint.
you remember how pissed I was because I was like, "We're bringing a life into this world and there's fucking nicotine on our walls?"
Well, it's just like it's just gross, you know?
Well, that's what I mean. I was like, "Are you shitting me right now?"
But the other thing was, like, when I because the remember the door handle for the fridge was so always loose and
Yeah.
wiggly? And, yeah, that's that same it was that year I got that nice drill set,
Yeah.
I drill and an impact from
From
work
work or the one I got you?
from well, I like both,
Yeah.
Listen,
I'm
the
just
ones I
joking.
got from work are small and compact. The one you got is, like, the big driving one,
Yeah, I was
and
just pulling your leg.
pulling my leg. I'm a fucking knee slapper, man.
No, it was a leg puller. Give me your fucking foot.
No. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Continue.
Um,
No thanks.
no, no, not yet. You're shitting. We already made that
Fine.
reference.
Yeah, we
That's
did.
still funny though. Uh, what are you doing?
Keep talking. I'm sorry.
God,
I had
just
an impulsive thought and I had to
you're
fight it.
you're you're driving me off track
Keep
here.
going.
Stop!
This is one of those times.
God.
This is one of those times I wish we already were doing video.
Yeah,
I
she
missed.
what are you throwing at
I
me?
don't know. I found it right here. It's in your hair.
Thanks.
It's still there.
God, I'm about to pull the Ace Ventura moment, like, scene. "It's in my hair!" Uh, but I tore that door handle on the fridge, both handles to the because it was a fridge, and then, it was a classic, your fridge on the bottom, your little freezer on the top. Both handles were wiggly. They were really loose. So I took them off so I could clean because I always saw this little line of just yellow around the handles. And this brings me another point, but I'm gonna finish this one. I took those handles off, and under them, it was so nasty. It was just nasty.
Yeah.
It was like somebody just coated coated that part of the fridge in mayonnaise and just left it there, and then put the handles back on.
Yeah.
And I was like, upgraded apartment, my ass. Look how fucking this is not clean at all.
Mhm.
And just want to say we were paying like 950 for that.
It was 925 before the
920
cat.
before the cat 950, which is still pretty good. A lot of people got to pay over a grand,
Yeah.
but for the things that was like told that we were supposed to have, like didn't have, you know,
Right.
like things were supposed to be clean, they weren't clean, and especially that AC. It's like I could see this little spots in the just places, the corners and stuff that weren't cleaned, and ho I still don't get it, how just smoking just smoking, it's like you're just sitting there on the object, like 2 inches away from it. Like, on that
Well,
fridge, like,
that
how
guy
ho
that lived there before us was not a clean guy.
I
So he smoked inside and didn't clean a goddamn thing.
so was
So
that
there was
not just
20
smoke?
years of nicotine buildup.
God, ho I don't understand how it can code up that bad. Ugh. Just breathing on every
Yeah.
oh, just got like 5 a cigarette in each between each finger. Oh, on it just that's what it looks like,
Yeah.
and especially that
A
AC.
fucking chain smoker.
Oh god, and like, I wanted to write a little note and put it in the handle of that fridge. I'm gonna say I never ended up doing it because I couldn't actually get the right wording, so I just
Mhm.
said, "Screw it, I'm not gonna do it.
If
I
you're
got better
seeing
things to
this
do."
note, they did not clean it.
Just say thank you to one of your previous tenants because under these handles was nasty,
Yeah.
and they bothered me, so I took them off and cleaned them. No, they were wiggly. I wanted to fix them, but I was like, "No, I'm just gonna take them off so I can clean them." Because every time I opened the fridge, I saw, like, around the handle is just this yellow just gunk, and
Gunk.
gunk. It's like, this shit wasn't cleaned at
Mhm.
all, and but oh, no, it was good. When we were moving out, and the last thing we left was our fish tank because that was the big one.
Mhm.
And I remember the night I went over there and I was gonna and there was half the town was out of power.
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, I'm just gonna get this fish tank out of here." And I cleaned it. I cleaned it without any lights at all, and I moved everything out of it. And then right at the end when I was just finishing up, the power came back on.
Of
I was like,
course.
"Wow, I could actually genuinely cleaned everything." But it's clean now, and it's staying clean. It's not
Yeah.
right next to us right now. Eventually, it'll be part of the video. You'll have a little fish tank in the back, which will be pretty cool. That'll be a topic of discussion.
I love our little fishies.
Yeah, they're still doing good. I keep them fed, and they let me know because they see me sitting right here. They let me know when they're hungry,
Hmm.
especially the big cichlid.
The bumblebee?
Yeah, he'll just all up in the
Aw.
water, let me know he's hungry, and they nipping at each other though, but they're doing fine.
They're always nipping at each other. I feel bad for the Jack Dempsey.
Yeah,
He looks like shit.
he looks like shit because the big one is bigger now, and the Jack Dempsey is now smaller,
Mhm.
and he's just getting the shit kicked
You
out of
should
him.
ask my brother if he wants the big one. It's
That
it's his.
the big one,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. That tank's already got a lot in it, and it's
a Jack Dempsey, a koi, a largemouth bass, 2
We
pluckos.
already talked about that. And then
Oh,
he ate
yeah.
Blue Eagle. Yeah,
I wasn't gonna bring up eating Blue Eagle because I knew we already talked about it.
yeah.
My
Uh,
back hurts.
of course, mine does too. It's great. Yow! Yowie! One quick topic, not related to any other topics, I wanted to bring up. Small,
Yeah.
and this is this correlation because I still play video games, and I'm not gonna say habit. I'm gonna call it addiction because that's what it is. I've had it since I was like
Is it an addiction or a hobby?
it's you could say both because I get genuine good enjoyment
Yeah.
out of talking with and just bullshitting with my friends.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I don't even play anything. We just talk.
Yeah.
But the fact I'm there, you know, we'll go play something, but we'll still talk. But a lot of times we'll just like me and one of my friends, uh, I'm just gonna say your name. Uh, one of my friends, Andy. We both Andy.
Andy.
That's a inside joke, which is from another friend. When he goes away, we all just gonna go Andy. We
Andy.
were trying to get his attention back because usually he's in the room, but he just doesn't hear us. But he'll either like I'll play it because it's late at night. I don't want to get into anything like super like
Yeah.
start anything new, but it's a very easy game, but to just hop on for like 20 minutes and then go to bed. But me and him will play Call of Duty and one of the new ones, or it's the newest one, and there's he introduced me to a game mode that I never touched on because I didn't have any interest, and now it's my favorite. Not because I'm not serious with it. There are some monsters there. They're not human.
Mhm.
That we have a term for them. They're COD males. They all sound the same. We think they're not real, but you hear them talking. Like and it's so odd to me because I don't like talking to random people.
Yeah.
But like they're just like, and then you hear another guy, and then you hear a dog bark in the back, and then it's just, or then you hear a guy on a Connect mic, what did you say? And speak up. And we're like, I can't hear you. You have a terrible mic. And then somebody will go, Xbox, turn it off, and then somebody will leave because it's because on the
That's
Connect
funny.
mic.
That's so funny.
It's absolute chaos.
Yeah.
And me and him don't take that seriously. We don't play that game mode seriously. We like to just mess with people
Yeah.
because they take that
It's a
mode
it's a video game.
seriously.
It's supposed to be played for fun,
And
not for
it's so funny because we often when we don't take it seriously and we're just goofing around, we're just 100% goofing around. It's 1,000 times more enjoyable. You don't get
yeah.
angry. You don't get angry because even if they get you, you're like, I almost beat him because sometimes we don't even shoot. We'll just try to go and punch him.
Yeah.
And we get so we'll get so close, and then they'll get us, and we're just it looks like World War Z because there's a bunch of guys just like we're just going trying to punch him.
Yeah.
But we'll mess with people in that game mode because they're all talking, and we all so me and two of my other friends, we're all named identically the same, and we're named after a rocket launcher. So when all three of us are in the same lobby, it's identical. Nobody knows who the hell's talking.
Yeah.
And some people just immediately get offended at that. "Oh, wow, you're gay. I bet you're gay." So, like, from a name?
They're just projecting.
Yeah, because we're over here we're frustrating them, and that means we're having a fun time.
Yeah.
And but, like, when he first introduced me to that game mode, and it was like you'd hear a couple people talking, like, in the round, but when the round ended, second the second it ended, I hate you. I hate you. And then the second it stops. Oh, okay. Oh, well, yeah. Well, it's like, what the hell just happened? Is it just a tick? Is this how it is? Did I miss that in the description of this mode? When the
Right.
round ends, say every slur possible to the other team in the 5 seconds you got to
Yeah.
talk to them, and then go back to your conversation. It's like go back to being a civilized human being and not a feral.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, I'm interacting with monsters.
Yeah.
They're not human. They're cod males. But I just wanted to bring that up because that was just it's just odd, and it's part of enjoyment I get by just messing with these very sad human beings that just have nothing better to do than to criticize and just insult you for nothing, for no reason. You just be there. You
Mhm.
just be there, and they're like, this guy stinks." Not really. They'll say a lot of. I don't really want to say all the words, but they'll just say a lot of words. And but sometimes you'll get a good lobby with just people that are actually fun to be around.
Mhm.
It's like, wow, well, once in a great while, wow, this guy's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of times it's just monsters.
I feel the same way about I feel the same way about, like, Phasmophobia.
Yeah, bring up
It's
yours.
like
I talked about mine.
I just I played in a public lobby while I was waiting for one of my friends to join when Jay had a nap, and,
There you go.
it sucks because there's always the one person who's there but isn't there, and they're purposely not there because they don't wanna do the work, but they wanna get the credit for it. And then there's the 2 people that are always doing the work, and then there's the one person that doesn't have a microphone that's trying to do work but isn't really. And it's just so it's I don't know, it used to be a lot of fun, like, when it first started, and now I'm just like, "I don't wanna do this anymore."
Yeah, after what's your rank in that game?
Fuck if I know.
You have so many
So
hours into
many
that game, and
like 300
I
something.
don't know how you were able to.
It's
I
about
don't
the same amount of hours I played on
I
Sims.
don't know how you were able to get that much out of that game.
It's called addiction.
God,
And
the
ADHD.
closest have to that hours is on Fallout 4, which I haven't touched in like 2 years.
Yeah, I think I have my 2 top played games are Sims and
Sims
Phasmophobia.
4 and Phasmophobia,
Mhm.
and you got a lot of mods for Sims 4, which we're not gonna talk about.
I t deleted all of them off my
Okay,
computer. I'm playing Sims unmodded
they were
now.
very questionable.
They're fun.
I was uncomfortable around them.
You suck.
You installed them onto mine, and I was
You
like,
told me it was okay. You should have said no.
You
You
raped
gave me consent.
you raped my computer.
You raped my That reminded me of a guy one of my friends went out with one time, but that'll be a whole different episode.
Wait,
We should do like a
okay, I heard you right.
dating
Okay.
we should do like a dating like a horror story, whatever,
Should
and
we?
and we should get
I have
stories
no
from our
stories.
friends because we don't have I've
Okay.
got a few stories, but they
Hey,
weren't like really
friends, if you're okay with just like
well, we
talk
can text them.
or they can go through the system.
Sure.
Email me at hell's popsicle podcast at gmail.com or message me on Instagram on that account,
Yeah.
hell's popsicle podcast. And anybody else that's listening, if you want to follow that account as well, I'll be putting up updates on when we start redoing our room,
Mhm.
our Luke room, and that'll be that's where I'm gonna be putting all of the updates and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not, and I might just for the sake of this whole thing being out there and being accessible to people and stuff. But I'm not on Twitter. I've never been on Twitter. But if we want to go on that path, all right.
Don't.
A lot of people communicate, genuinely through that, but not.
I don't know. Twitter just gives me bad vibes and I refuse to use it. I have a Twitter account when I had a Twitter for like an
I
hour.
just have no reason to be on it.
It's stupid. Sorry.
Well,
Biased opinion.
well, it's
Twitter sucks.
well,
Always has.
it's like it's got a purpose, and I feel it's lost it.
Yeah.
Its purpose was like when it was first started. It's kind of like probably a Facebook. Was it?
Well, even Facebook sucks now.
Well, it's lost its purpose.
All of it has.
You know,
Because it's no longer social media was created so we can be social with our family and friends. And now it's been elevated to a whole different level that we should not have done.
see, and I have this thing. I knew this when I was younger, and just from just not being that little that I'm so tired. I forget the term when you don't like talking as
You're
much.
antisocial,
Introvert,
introverted.
introverted.
You're both.
And but when I know you, I like to talk to you. But But o otherwise, I'm gonna stay quiet. Uh, but
It's due to your astrological birth chart.
thank you. Oh. But, like, I you're not supposed to know or know that many people.
Yeah.
It gets just too big. Like, you see the people that got, like, millions of people they interact with. I'm like, "There's no way that you can actually comprehend that."
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I bet you, like, you're probably fairly normal. Guarantee you, you're fairly normal. Sometimes they're not, but, like, there's something a little weird now because you know too many people, you know? There's
Right.
something weird there because, human brain, I don't think supposed to know that many people or try to know that many people.
Yeah.
You know, it That's why I never even had an interest in Facebook. And
I literally just have my family and close friends on Facebook.
yeah, yeah, there you go. And so we're not too active on the social media front, but with
I'm more so than he is.
yeah, I just hop on when I have a chance. I hop on that Russian meme app for a minute, and then that's
It
it.
took me it took me a second to realize what you were talking about, and I was like, "They're not fucking Russian."
The iFunny.
Rushing
It's
around.
got like 30,000 people on it. That's
Yeah.
it. And they're all just
And
basket cases.
yeah.
That's part of it. Ah, I'm so tired. Hey, you're yawning. Let's end that with a yawn. All right. So the next one, it's gonna be better. We're tired. That's why this one's just kind of I don't even know if it's higher energy or low, or
It's
if
both.
it's both. It's both. Uh,
Thank you for joining us on this energy roller coaster. And a indie
no,
beninging.
nice.
Sorry.
No, I'm see.
Siri. We should watch that again.
Ricky, it's a jalapeno. But yeah, so we're good. Our next is okay. You know what? I'm not gonna try. If you like just genuine what people are or what people are like real, we're not trying to just talk about one
Spunticular.
specific thing, and we're just talking
Mhm.
like we usually do. If we're happy, we're energized, we're tired, we're frustrated. This is that.
Yeah.
This is the just conversation that doesn't have a structure.
Yeah.
And I know this type of thing is supposed to have like a structure, but
Fuck it.
I treating this like a radio show.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause who's fucking listening to radio show now? It's all podcasts.
I used to listen to the Bob and Tom show on my way to work at the
Me too.
warehouse.
Me
Yeah.
too.
I used to love the Bob and Tom
Yeah.
show.
I feel bad for radio because it's like it's sad because it's
Well, if they were more diverse about playing the music,
that too. If it's just
radio stations now play
s-
the same shit over
it's
and
just
over and over again. And I'm like,
beaten
I
beaten
have a
songs.
brain that works. You don't need to keep playing the same shit in hopes that I remember my grandchildren.
What?
I was trying to be funny, and that was a
I
that
probably
was a
misheard you,
that was a
but that
joke in
was
poor taste.
I hope you're playing the same thing 'cause I wanna remember my grandchildren. It
No,
sounded
I
like a
said
Joe Biden
I s
line.
I said, "You d you don't have to keep playing the same thing over and over again in hopes I'll remember my grandchildren."
I still don't get it.
Dementia or
Maybe I
whatever.
got
That's
dementia.
why
I don't get it.
that's why I said
God.
that's why I said it was a joke in poor taste.
Let's go. Let's get out of here. Let's get out. Let's go to the ice cream place. Let's go
Yeah.
pick up our daughter. I hope you enjoyed this one.
Have a good night,
This
guys.
was interesting.
Yeah.
See you on the next one.